On to the August 12th workshop. We got a few things on the agenda, so we're going to try our best to get through everything thoroughly and quickly, per se. Okay, our first discussion. Al, I think you just have something on the LCSF cybersecurity grant application summary.
Yes, sir. You should have a brief summary, a couple pages. It describes what we're trying to do. It's we became aware recently of this opportunity for grant funding that's available through the Maryland Department of Emergency Management. There's legislation adopted a while back that set this program up that makes municipalities eligible to seek these grants. In general, we would like your approval to submit this grant. The requested funding amount is $383,832. The period of the grant would be from September 26th to September 28th. Essentially, what this would do is it would accelerate our plans to upgrade our cybersecurity. As you know, Emerald Technical Solutions, and I think Dondre, the CEO, is going to try to come in today. But it's just going to accelerate what we plan to do on an annual basis. And Tyler was helpful in working with Emerald to nail the program down. We think it's will be very helpful, especially if we're funded.
As it was part of our plan, it's a grant application, and you guys give the blessing?
Yes, I do.
Yes. There we go. Got the blessing. Let's move forward to get that grant. That'll move us a couple years ahead of schedule. That'd be great. All right, next item you had on there was the presented for adoption resolution 12-2026. Someone's cutting the grass. Opioid restitution fund distribution. At our last meeting, we talked about the town has accumulated over $100,000 in ORF funding to date, and we want to partner here a little bit with Voices for Hope and help them with a couple projects they had. Is that the nuts and bolts of this?
Yes, sir.
So do we have a motion to resolution R 12-2026 opioid restitution fund distribution?
So moved.
Second. Motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Motion carries. All right. All right, next we have years of service presentation. Who's gonna make those? Andy, and Andy's got the first ones, I guess, or all of them.
Mayor and Commissioner, I think it is appropriate to do it with the directors as well. So any directors that are available, please come on up. Their employees.
Give us a fire.
Did it work?
All good? Everything good? Good.
Okay. First, I'd like to recognize employees that reached their 5-year milestone. Officer Justin Parent, he's not here today, but just wanted to recognize Officer Justin Parent for 5 years of service. And Mr. Jacob Meekins, 5 years. Congratulations, working DPW.
Jake?
Get there. You're right. In the middle.
Okay, big smile. There we go.
We got more time.
Oh, okay, good.
We'll do them all. We'll do a group shot. We'll do group
Do it
shot.
all at one time.
Okay.
We'll do group.
We'll do group, yeah, then
Okay.
I'll share bosses too.
Thanks for me.
Jacob, you can go ahead and move your.
That's all right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Good job.
They look forward to this, you can tell. They're like, okay.
Who's that young lady over there working so hard? Miss Brittany Eva, she actually worked many years in DPW, and
I'll give you this one.
Brittany, and she's doing a bang-up job at the front, in the front office though, as well. We're so happy to have her in front, so, but the majority of the year she did in DPW. 10 years for Brittany.
All right, wow.
Mr. Tom England, 10 years.
Hey, come on.
Hey.
Miss Danielle Kirshner, 10 years. This employee is, I don't believe is here today, but if you are, please come on up. Margaret Sprouse, 10 years with, Parks and Recreation. And Chief has, the next one, 15 years, Officer Ed Donnelly. Congratulations. Now this 20-year milestone, big milestone. Mr. Andy Taylor from DPW is not here today, but, he celebrated 20 years as well. Congratulations. And Mrs. Mickey Ziegler, please come on up, Building and Planning. Congratulations, 20 years.
Now you done a good job, sir, tell you. Now you do a good job.
All right.
There you go.
Little smile.
These little space, there, commissioners.
We're good, we're good. There we go. Big smile.
Shoot the thing up there.
All right, big smiles. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Bob.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, appreciate it.
Thank you, Andy. Thank you, department heads. Great job. All right, next we have a presentation. I think, Sal Urbano, I think you're online, and we've got AI solutions for local government, CityBot. We were at MMO and we got to meet Sal, and, we got him finally on the agenda. How you doing, Sal?
Good to see you, Mayor Alton, and nice to meet your commissioners as well, and congratulations to your employees and all their years of service. That's great stuff.
Well, very good. Give us a rundown on CityBot, if you wouldn't mind.
Sure. Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Great to see you again. I had the pleasure of working with you years ago on the website, so just really honored to present our solutions to you now. And I'm just bringing up a brief presentation, and we'll show you a couple of examples as well. If you can allow me to share for the meeting, that would be helpful.
Okay. We're sharing here as we speak, I think.
There we go. Thank you very much. So you should see a slide that says CityBot. Is that coming through, Mr. Mayor?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, terrific. So it's a mouthful, but we call us the Resident First AI-powered government communications platform. And what it means, that the keywords there are resident first and communications. So what we try and do is help our clients deliver more efficient answers to their residents and build trust online. Lots of surveys. This one's from Deloitte. It could be from Gardner. And it says that our trust is built by our online experience. So if we come to the Elkton website and we have a good experience, that makes the residents happy and they can move on to their next item, right? So the challenge is that there's a lot of content on our websites over time. And sometimes municipalities aren't staffed at the levels they would like to be. And residents are really looking for an answer. They want that 24/7 kind of Amazon experience and move on, whether it's late at night or over on the weekend. So how can CityBot help you with these challenges? So we have multi-channel solutions. So by that, we mean we have web agents, text, voice, WhatsApp, Facebook, and Instagram. And our clients can pick and choose what agents make the most sense, which channels make most sense for them based on their budget and their residents, right? And then our agents can answer questions in up to 70 languages. And then the agent is available 24/7, 365. So your residents can get a question answered about trash pickup, et cetera, at 10 o'clock at night or on the weekend. Right? We're mission driven as a company, and feel free to jump in with any questions.
So to that point, Sal, real quickly, you touched on something that was very hot topic for us, was the trash, pickup. So if the resident, using this system would type in, hey, I live on, South Stream Boulevard or street, what day is my trash pickup? It should be able to answer that for them?
Yeah, and typically what we would do is work with your team, Mayor Alt, and search your website and any other data that you have. You could have PDFs, you could have SharePoint information, your directories and calendars. We can also search third-party solutions as well, third-party software. That's all under the town of Elkton's auspice. We never go to the internet. We only look at your data.
Okay.
And so what that agent is going to do is answer a lot of those repeat questions that you get after a storm, for example. And so to save your staff time, you know, when is trash coming, when is the snowplow coming through, et cetera, we can answer those questions and your staff can work on more important issues, right, than answer that same question 10 or 15 times a week. So that's where we look to start leveraging our capabilities to answer questions quickly for residents and save you staff time. Did that address your question?
It did, thank you.
So we only work on government, and our founder's kind of a neat guy. As you know, I spent 10 years working at Civic Plus, putting on websites in the Mid-Atlantic. And I met Bratton. His dad was the father, and his dad was the mayor in Charleston, South Carolina for 40 years. So Bratton grew up in local government, and then he started CityBot, and we're in our 10th year with a little over 200 clients. Many clients much smaller than Elkton. Our smallest client is about 1,800 residents. You know, they need to save staff time too, but we're also working with some big folks like Denver and Baltimore and New Orleans and CAL FIRE, helping them with their residents and issues as well. Just so you get a sense, the city of Frederick, Maryland is a client, and I'll show you how. So their agent, they called it, so if you work with us, you can personalize your agent. You'll see that it has the look and feel and colors of your website, so it's branded. It'll say, let's chat, and we can rotate the languages underneath there. And there's always a greeting, which can be fluid. This can be changed, so you can put information about your next upcoming event, or if you want people to stay away from a certain part of the town because their traffic is heavy there. So you can use this to kind of alert folks on updated information. And the experience would be the same whether you have web chat, text chat, etc. Frederick has done a nice job with a little video to promote their Ask Fred, and I'll let you take a listen to this. Some of our clients have done short videos.
To get help from your local government, anytime, anywhere. Meet Fred, our new virtual assistant. Fred is available 24/7 to answer your questions, help you report issues, and connect with your city services. It's fast, easy, and Fred is available in over 70 languages. Just visit www.cityoffrederickmd.gov and click on Fred in the corner of your screen. Prefer texting? Just send a message to 833-313-3733 and Fred will respond right away. Whether you need to find trash pickup schedules, report a pothole, or learn about city programs, Fred is ready to help, even after hours. Give Fred a try today at cityoffrederickmd.gov.
So that's Frederick, and they were right across from us at the MML, Mayor Alt, and they're so happy they were sending people our way. Frederick's a little bigger in terms of population, almost 78,000, but we have clients in Maryland that are even smaller than you guys. The village of Friendship Heights is only about 5,000 residents, and they're using our web chat agent, which they call Holly. So we have a number of different clients. One of the ones that I kind of like because it's I'm just finding it for you. is Breckenridge, Colorado. And if I can't find it, I thought I had it here. I'll pull it up for you. It's kind of a so their agent is, Colorado, they have mountains and whatnot. Their agent is Rocky the Moose. So it works for them. So again, you can have some fun naming the agent. We will help you market it. So we'll help you get the word out on it. Flyers, wraparounds, stickers for, maybe town vehicles, et cetera. And help you if you want to put out a press release, et cetera. So what we're trying to do really is, one good example is, I'm going to go to one other client and just show you the difference between search and our agents, all right? So this is a town in Texas, fairly sizable one, big search bar right here. And if I just write, how do I adopt a dog or a cat? And see what the search brings us. The search brings us 45 results. And rehoming dogs and cats isn't adopting, so there's nothing on the first page. So what happens here is the resident's going to call the town. It always costs you more when a resident calls the town, in the area of $4 to $5. If we answer the question in the agent, it's about 30 cents. So it starts to save you time as you get more calls. So if we ask that same question of our agent, let's see what happens. So when the bubbles are coming up like that, it's thinking it's searching your website. It's always going to point to one page so the resident can see where the information came from. And lo and behold, this website does have a page on pet adoption process. So the agent was able to find that and take them to the information that the resident's looking for, and then they can go on to whatever is next on their list of things to do, if that makes sense. All right. So whether it's in text, in web, our voice quality is really terrific. And, happy to show you some examples of that. Just trying to give you a brief introduction, right? I don't want to overwhelm you with a lot of information. But what we're trying to do is make government work better by using AI in a good way. We, again, never go out to the internet. We only search your data. We work with you and implement it. We test it once on our end. We give it back to you to test, and then we test it a third time. And then where we're different than other vendors, Mayor Alt and your commissioners, is that we work with you every month to make it better. So you're going to have a back-end dashboard that's going to give you all kinds of great information on what's going on with your agent, right? So we have analytics that you can see live. And so this is for the city of Denver, and it's just for this month of August, so 12 days of August. They've already had almost 3,100 communications through their agent. Only 12 went to a live call, all right? So the agent's answering a lot of questions. And you can see the languages that are being used, so far 6, and Denver's using us in web and text. You can also see sentiment that the residents have by topic. You can see what areas the questions are not being answered so that maybe we can dole those out to your departments and more of them can be answered. You have a time analysis so you can see when you're getting the most questions, right? Which can be valuable information, and a heat map. And you can run reports off this so that you can share with your colleagues how things are working in various departments, public works, planning, et cetera, and then roll it up to the board as well. So again, there's actionable data. We work with you to help you get set up here, and so that you can use this data to the town's benefit. And then one other solution that we built over the last year is we found that people have a lot of challenges managing just the content of their website and also for accessibility. So we came up with a tool. We took a year and built something called Refresh, and that will help you manage your website's content as well as any accessibility issues. So on the content side, it will look at accuracy, freshness, voice, give you examples of how you can fix those issues, give you a suggested change and the why. And so you can resolve if you have, confusing information, maybe 2 different addresses or dates that are not the same for an upcoming event. And then from a compliance standpoint, it'll give you all your ADA issues on the website that you can address by pages. You can also see how many PDFs you have on your website, and you can actually fix the PDFs. So I think the town is using something called Accessibility to access some information on your website, Mr. Mayor. And Accessibility is a good tool. They're known as overlays. There's a bunch of them that are out there, and they can give a resident a look into your website to change content or, the font, or to make it lighter or darker based on, if they have a disability, a visual disability. But they can't fix your website. What Refresh does is gives you everything under one roof, so you can manage your website more effectively going forward, keep up with the content, and also address the accessibility issues. And, map out a project and a plan so that the town can work on it a little bit at a time, right? And according to the Department of Justice regulations, you just have to have a plan and show progress. No one expects your website to be perfect, and it never will be. But as long as you can show that you have a plan and you are making progress to make your website better, then you're in good shape, God forbid, if you ever get audited or sued about your website. So that's just a standalone product that's being reviewed very favorably by IT departments and chief information officers. Just wanted to make you aware of it. So kind of a lot of information there. Let me take a pause, see if you guys have any questions about what we presented today.
Dean, is there any questions that you have? Sal, you're doing a good job.
Well, appreciate the opportunity, Mr. Mayor. A lot to digest. I could send you a couple of links so that you can do some due diligence. And then if you or the commissioners have any follow-up questions, happy to address them in a separate session or at a future discussion. All right, really appreciate the time to present to you today. Hope you guys have a great meeting, and if we can help you in any way possible, happy to try and address your questions.
That would be good. If you could send over to me, I guess the like a package price.
Sure.
So I can see what we're looking at.
Okay.
Maybe for different levels.
Okay.
But we know that we're struggling a little bit with social media in general, and it might be something here that we can work together as a team.
Super. Why don't we do that, Mr. Mayor? I'll send you over some information, and then I'll work with Kathleen to schedule some time so we can review it with you, right? A few weeks down the road.
Thank you, Sal.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Have a great afternoon.
Absolutely.
Take care now. Bye-bye.
Okay, we got our screen back.
Yep, I'll stop sharing.
All right, thank you. All right, next up, we have a presentation from Hometown Heroes Banner Program. Come on down. We've got Mosca Design. Nina, how are you doing?
Great, how are you?
Doing well. We're kind of excited about this program.
Well, great to meet you, first of all, great all of you. Thank you so much for inviting me to.
I know we've done a lot of work with Mosca.
Family.
Very good. Well, thank you. Can you give us a kind of a rundown on the program?
Absolutely. Actually, let me grab a sample banner, which I can pass around while I'm doing my presentation. Better than just, a computer screen to get a feel for these.
Very good. Start it down there to Rob and he'll take a look at it. He'll swing it down to us
Yes.
as you're talking.
So for those that are not familiar with Mosca Design, we've been a partner for your community for many years for your banners. Very honored to create holiday banners and all number of designs for you. So I'm really excited when Dan reached out about getting more information about the Hometown Hero Banner Program. It's one that I personally really love doing and helping communities with, and getting to see the impact in the community once people's loved ones are being celebrated and honored on banners throughout the community. And I brought a presentation that I'll share with you if I can share my screen. See if that works.
There we go,
All
yay.
right, perfect. So I really wanted to bring, an example banner and kind of walk you through the Hometown Hero program for those of you that are not familiar, but also to really, share the quality of the banner with you. One of the things that Dan and I worked really hard on is to make sure that the banners always look amazing, they're not flimsy, they hold up for a very long time, they're a good investment, and that's certainly the case with these. So the banners that we have, they are commercial grade. What that means is they really are meant for long-term outdoor use, as opposed to the quick print companies who are just doing something that's for an event, that's maybe a short-term event. These are meant to be up for years. Our banners, they are heavy-duty 18-ounce vinyl. That we use a UV-rated ink on those that helps from premature fading, makes a big difference. So really bright colors on your banners. And then if you pass that banner around, what you'll see, watch how cold it was, but yeah, is on the side here, you can see it's a double rolled pocket, and this is what you see a lot of times when banners are up on poles and they're kind of tearing and falling apart and falling off the pole. We do everything we can in the manufacturing process to prevent that from happening, despite the elements, despite wind and so on and so forth. So that rolled pocket is one of those features. In fact, let me move forward for just a second because I have it sort of pointed out on the screen for you on this one. So as you can see on the screen, as well as on this banner, it makes a difference the type of grommet you use actually. So this is what's holding the banner to the pole and it's getting all the pressure. We use all brass rust-proof grommets, so they're not gonna stain the banner. What you'll often see out there is plastic grommets, you'll see aluminum grommets, they just don't hold up as well. They crack, and then as soon as they crack, then that banner's gonna go. So we already talked about UV rated ink, but you can see it here. The quality of the saturation of the ink is really bright. And then on top of that, we have a clear coating. This is one of the biggest differentiators. It's kind of like putting clear nail polish over regular nail polish to keep it, holding up for longer. So with the clear coating, it doesn't add any kind of sheen or shimmer, but it kind of cures the banner so that it does not crack and does not fade prematurely. And it's something that just isn't used in quick print processing. We've talked about the double rolled pocket. We've talked about, as far as the stitching goes, we do a double stitch. A lot of times with quick print companies, it's just a single stitch. It's the first thing to go. As soon as that goes up, that banner is going to come off the pole. It just doesn't happen with a double stitch. It's strong enough to withstand even one stitch going. You've got a backup stitch. And then inside, actually, you can't quite really see it, but I don't know if you can see this black piece of material here. It's actually seatbelt material. They put a piece of seatbelt material all the way through that area so that it reinforces that stitching even more. So the chances of our banners falling off or ripping or anything like that, I mean, it would have to be serious tornado winds up here for that to happen. So all in all, what we're saying is that as we have in the past, the Hometown Hero banners are every bit as great as all the other banners that you've ever had from us, and that have worked out really well. Any questions before I move on?
You're doing good.
Okay.
Real quick question. I'm looking at the size of the banners, maybe I'm ahead. Now, is that 24 by 48 or is that?
It's not. So
that's a
your
12.
size is this is an 18 by 45.
Got it. I thought it would be
little
larger.
different than what you have. Yours are a little wider
Mhm.
and just a hair shorter.
Okay.
We do custom sizes. We've always done 24 by 48 for you, 24 wide, 48 long.
Okay.
And in the Hometown Hero banner world, that banner will be 143. So
Okay.
that is, for that size with everything that we talked about as far as the quality. And with Hometown Hero, for us, we have a very low minimum of how many you need to order to place an order. It's just 5. As opposed to what I hear from my colleagues in the industry, it's more like 20 or 25 when it's a company that sort of just does hometown heroes and they come around with information. They have a pretty steep minimum. For us, we want to be able to pull people into the program as easily as possible. It's also we're thinking ahead because let's say you do get 20 people year one, but then the next year it's 5 or 7. We don't want to hold those people off for years before they can jump on board. So we keep that minimum low, and our printer manufacturer works with us to make that happen.
I was gonna wait till your presentation, so before I ask the questions, what, since you're in that middle. First of all, I was gonna ask, is it just one company making these banners, or who's making it?
So we have a manufacturer in Minnesota who does all of our vinyl banners. And so we work with them and we give them the artwork. They print whatever we give them onto the vinyl and have that manufacturing process. But many companies sell hometown hero banners. I see versions of them all over, when I drive around Maryland in different communities. And they just, that's their whole business. Monster Design is a holiday decor and banner business, whereas these are just a hometown hero banner business. But what they offer is a different quality product. So it's and we'll look at some examples, but it's a different quality product than the commercial rate that we make as far as the banners.
Now, I know our downtown, economic development program will probably keep us up on this, but to avoid from the, banners being damaged, visually looking bad, do you guys inspect them? Who does all that? Who maintains them? That's what I want.
So Dan Hanley, he keeps a very close eye on the banners and lets me know as soon as he feels that they have lived their life and they have served their purpose and it is time to retire them, he lets me know. And then we start a whole new banner design. So they should last between 6 to 7 years. Would you say that's about right?
Probably longer than that. The only trouble with the banners are trucks. The trucks are the one things we can't stop.
That we cannot control for
Yeah.
sure.
But the rest of them, they're pretty good. That's why
Yeah.
Hurricane and Moscow for continuity and the fact we use the same banners over and over.
Right, so we
Yeah.
should see a lifespan of at least 6 to 7 years. That's a very generic. We have communities that have them up for 10 years before they need to make any replacements, et cetera. And then at that point, you're replacing as needed. I usually will get from communities that have had them for a really long time, maybe like 1 or 2 banners a year after they've had them for 20 years, but they'll say, I need a couple replacements. The family would like to get a replacement, and then we just do the single replacement. So as far as the process, I try to make it as easy as possible on whoever I'm working with to do the heavy lifting myself, and they do as little administratively on that. And that means, I just need a photo of the veteran, as you see here, just a scanned image of that photo. So I don't want the actual photo. I don't want to take someone's heirloom. But the person that coordinates this for the community would be dedicated as the point of contact that families would email the completed form that has the basic information that will go on the banner, and it'll have the photo, and that information comes to me. And then it goes into a spreadsheet, and we just build it until we're ready, we're done, no more, that's it. And then we go ahead and we get a mock-up sheet done with all of the banners in the design of your choosing.
Once you have, that information, how long does it take to print the banners out?
3 weeks,
3 weeks,
3
so,
weeks. It's
once
the
you
same as the
receive-
regular banner.
so once you received all your information, we could have those banners back to us in 3 weeks. and
Yes,
Dan could have them up in 1 hour,
yeah, yeah,
and,
yeah.
That's the 30 minutes we talking about.
They're fast. They just hang themselves. Well, what we really recommend is, after we get everything together, we get it on a mock-up, we encourage you to send that out to the families, have them look at that banner and make sure they're happy with it. It's the time where sometimes people go, he just never went by William, we're gonna change it to Bill in quotes, and they make certain changes. So we just give them the opportunity to make those changes, and then we make those changes on our end. Once we have a final mock-up approved, once it goes to print, it's 3 weeks before it's shipping.
so most of the, in the Hometown Heroes program that you've worked with, is it normally folks that are deceased?
It normally is, but not exclusively.
Okay,
And it's not even exclusively veterans. Sometimes it's firefighters and policemen and, local community servants, basically, in different
So when
ways.
we say hometown heroes, we could
It
use
can
it,
mean anything.
okay,
It can mean what you want it to mean.
understand.
I've even done a banner for the guy that plays Santa Claus in the community. They surprised him and put him up on a hometown hero banner
Nice.
because they felt that he's a big part of the community. So it can mean anything you want it to mean. But there are plenty of people who are currently in service, and the parents, decided to honor their child and put them on a banner. A lot of people are honoring relatives, sisters, brothers, parents, all grandparents, all the way back. So we have a lot of photos coming to us that are very old, and kind of, faded, and they look leather, they got that patina. And that's okay, because the expectation of the photos of that day is that is what they look like.
Yes,
And once you place it, as you can see, once you place it, onto the banner itself as a frame is so beautiful. The information is there that whatever photo we have of that veteran, we will take. So if it's not a service photo, it's not them in uniform, that's also okay. We can take a photo of them young, we can take a photo of them now, we can take a photo of them, in any way, and still bring their face onto the banner and still honor them. So no one has to feel that they don't have the right photo, that they can't participate. They absolutely can.
very good.
So then moving on, so this is just sort of a visual of how they, often look on poles up. They're very colorful. You've got face after face sort of telling the story. They are double-sided. So no matter which direction you're driving, just like the banners you have now, they will be double-sided. If there's a limitation in space on your pole, if it ever gets to that point, we can start doing different creative things. We can put multiple banners on a pole. We've done that before. We've also started doing shared banners. One veteran on one side, one veteran on another. Sometimes we have family members ask for that anyway, right out the gate. A father will say, I want to put my grandfather and my father on the same banner, half and half. We can do that. It's a little bit more expensive, not much. And generally speaking, if they get the banner that they want, they're happy to pay that. Because families almost always are paying for this banner program. The town is not paying for this banner program.
Is there additional, if we went, I'm just thinking, additional, poles that we would use, is the hardware included in this?
The hardware is not included. One of the benefits of an existing community that has the banner program already is you already have the banner hardware in the size that we're gonna match. If you needed to add more poles, we would need to get more banner hardware. But it would also give you an opportunity to put other banners for other seasons on those poles.
Could you, get me that cost
Yes.
on hardware?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And if if two families share a banner, do they pay half?
Usually it's one person who's choosing to share a banner in their family, like it's, John is honoring his father and his grandfather, and he wants one on one side, one on another, and John is the person buying the banner, so he's gonna pay the whole bill. But yes, if a family wanted to join forces, two different families, neighbors even, they could each pay half towards the banner, and we could do a half and half. And then you don't run out of poles as quickly.
Right.
Because sometimes that does become, the challenge, is
We
that more
are
people
not
want
at
it.
the point yet that we have a count on how many we could use, or
No, we're, well, Dan, you know how many poles we have in downtown right now? And how many is that, do you know?
Right now, you got 38 usable poles, and then those are the ones which have nothing on them. Then you got ones with the speakers, which we don't include, and we got ones with the TV cameras we don't include, so 38 out of the 52.
And do we have other options besides the poles? Or can we make other options?
I don't know the answer to the question. I know Delmarva, but if you will put some of their poles, that's a whole final process and something with them, so Delmarva is a little difficult to put on their poles.
Further discussion.
Yeah. So we talked a little bit about, the quality of our banner, and I wanted to give you kind of a visual of what I see in the marketplace as far as, the quality of these sort of quicker print, thinner vinyl banners. So when the vinyl very thin. When the grommet and the stitching is not right, this is what they look like on the poles. What we really care about is respecting the veterans and the families that are buying these banners by giving them a banner that is worthy of that service, and that it will look good for 6 or 7 years, and when it starts to like slightly fade, not look terrible, but slightly fade, Dan's gonna say, it's time to get this one replaced. We never want the banners to look like this, because we do find that is not honoring the veteran or the family that bought that banner. The other thing about those banners is they have to rebuy them so often, like every couple of years, that family has to spend another $100 or $150. And with us, it's, and initially it's a $143, we're done. We're not talking about this for
$30,
7 years.
less than $30.
Exactly, yeah. So we just want to point out, like, this is generally speaking better for the family
Yeah.
in the long run.
I
So,
agree.
We already talked about that. There's not a 20 banner commitment. We want to launch this program with whoever wants to jump on board initially. And we don't have to do this once a year. We can do this every 6 months if you want, but people generally try to tie this to launching them on the poles either Memorial Day or Veterans Day. That's the goal. It's like get everything in enough time that we can get these up for that holiday for the first launch. And then usually that's the rotation. These go up every Memorial Day for a period of time, then you rest them. This is how they also last longer. Then you put them back up again for Veterans Day, and then you take them down again and move into your next rotation if that's holiday or whatever.
I
So
think that's our game plan.
that would be how they would look in your community. So that is everything I have to share on our hometown hero banners with you, but I have,
Anyone have any questions for Nina?
happy to answer them.
Thank you, Greg. Thank you, Nina.
All right.
I'll
Thank
be
you
your
guys so
point
much.
person for a while.
Okay, perfect.
All right,
Thank you,
thank
Mayor.
you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan.
All right, next up, we have GPS system, Magnum Electronics, Erica. Erica, come on down.
Hello, I also have Scott.
Scott, come on down.
How are you guys today?
Doing great, yourself?
I'm well.
So, thanks for taking time out and, having us come up today. We appreciate that. I'm Scott, and this is Erica, and we're with Magnum Electronics out of Dover, Delaware.
Okay.
Some of you might be familiar with us a little bit. We take care of your two-way radios and your city, town trucks. We've been doing that for years. More recently, we just acquired Cecil County as a Motorola account.
Okay.
We're an elite Motorola channel partner. And so we take care of two-way communications, cradle point connectivity, and GPS tracking, just to name a few. There's about 23 of us down in Dover.
Can the GPS be done on the radio also?
It can, but very limited. So it only provides GPS location, and that's about it.
Okay.
Where with our AVL system, there's a lot more to it. It's a lot more robust than just location. So we're down in Dover. We have technicians that are up this area all the time. And we have a lot of people that answer the phone daily, like Erica, who she's our AVL expert, and she has a couple people that work with her. So they help take care of anything that one of our AVL customers might need. Whether it's troubleshooting or help with a report or, a number of things. So, that's kind of Magnum in a nutshell, and then she can get into the AVL stuff, and, at any time, if anybody has a question, just jump in, stop us, ask, we're happy to answer.
Thank you.
All right, my turn. So yeah, I'm the voice behind the phone when you call Magnum for any GPS issues. That would be me. So we've been doing it since 2008. I have been doing it for 5 years now with Magnum. And these are our selections that we have for in-vehicle GPS devices. This is your automatic eyes. This is what I call your automatic eyes. Scott's gonna pass that around. It's a little box that plugs right into your OBD port of the vehicle. Doesn't take up any space. There's no wiring or anything like that. That's the one that Dan has actually been using for 2 months now. Tried one of your guys' vehicles, and we also offer vehicle dash cameras as well.
Does all of our vehicles have that port?
Yes. You've already checked out, but your entire fleet will be compatible with that device.
Okay.
So what do you get when you get an ABL subscription? With us, you get fast response from us. We are human beings that answer the phone. We are just a phone call away to help you with anything. It tracks every 20 seconds, turn-by-turn navigation, stops, idling, anything you may need. You can navigate it on a desktop or phone, pretty easy. And it also is ran by Google Maps. So Google Maps integrated into the software that we use. It uses terrain, you can use satellite view, or you can use street view on this. You can see everything on the internet from your browser, or you can see it, you can download it to your computer, sorry. So why is GPS important? Anybody, why would you want GPS in your vehicles?
Well, I certainly would want to make sure that we're obeying the speed limits,
Mhm.
making sure we're not doing reckless driving, right?
Yeah. Location. Location. Top 3 reasons that people get GPS is accountability. Hold your drivers to a higher standard. They know that they're being not monitored or watched per se, but they say, hey, I shouldn't be doing this, so I'm not gonna do it. Okay, the next is savings. So GPS does save you money. If you have vehicles that are idling for long periods of time, that's wasting gas. If you have people making unauthorized stops, that's gonna reduce your manpower and resources. It also schedules maintenance to increase longevity of your vehicles. So Dan and I can set up a maintenance schedule for your vehicles. And that will trigger an alert saying, hey, this vehicle might need an oil change. This vehicle's check engine light's on. It also gives peace of mind. It is a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week peace of mind for your vehicles. Prevents against theft, prevents against people taking vehicles around where they shouldn't be taking them. And then here we have our standard alerts. So we have, like the mayor mentioned, we have real-time speed and stops. We have low battery disconnects, idling alerts. We can make geofences, maintenance reminders. And if the check engine light ever comes on in the vehicle, you'll be alerted for that too. And we also have automatic reports that can get sent to you via email or text. And they do daily trip reports. They do acceleration profiles, vehicle use, trips, things like that.
What's this device? It's the same as insurance companies use when they're trying to give you a deduction for your insurance.
Essentially the same. They monitor like your harsh braking, your turning, acceleration, things like that. Not necessarily GPS per se to see where the vehicle is at, but it'll monitor any reckless driving. So we also offer tracking on other things as well. We also have Kubotas that we can track. If you have any assets for the city, we offer pretty much a little bit of everything for tracking. And this is our after sales support. So we have online resources. We have a full YouTube channel. We have remote training seminars and remote support. And then our devices also, they update themselves by themselves. There's no need to take them out, plug them into a computer to provide any updates for them. They do that automatically themselves.
And certainly if someone was to pull one out, it would throw a red flag or all.
Yes, it alerts you for a power disconnect,
Mhm.
and the device has a backup battery in it, so it will continue to report location even after they unplug it, but it will let you know that it's been unplugged.
Okay.
So, in the past, we've seen that where people have tried to unplug them to go wherever they're gonna go, they wanna stop somewhere, they think it's gonna stop you from going, but it doesn't. It can alert you that it's been unplugged and show you where they are.
What would be the longevity of that battery backup?
I believe it's about 4 to 6 hours,
4 to 6 hours.
so a good amount of time.
Yeah.
We go uninstall them and take them back to the shop and, you can see them the whole way there and everything, they're not even plugged in. So it kind of cuts down on the tampering.
So next we are actually going to jump right into the software. This is what Dan has been using for a couple months now. So you can see actually that your truck is here. It is moving for 3.4 minutes on 100 Independence Drive. So when you first log into your software, this is the screen that you see. To the right, you're going to see the mapping portion, and to the left, you're going to see the navigation bar. That's going to bring you up to your mapping, your dashboard, your reports if you need to run any, your data admin screen, and your alerts. So if you were to click on a vehicle, it'll bring up this nice little screen. It shows you more information for the vehicle as well, how long it's been moving, its current status. You can see its trip history, the locations. You can locate it now on any map. You can zoom into it on the map as well. You can check engine diagnostics, so if I go ahead and click on that, it tells me what the VIN of the vehicle is, the make, model, and the year. And it tells me there is no check engine lights on, so. And for the trips, if you wanna see location, this is like very, there's a lot of data that goes into this. Like I said, it's every 20 seconds that this thing reports. So you get turn-by-turn navigation. Take a minute to load. There we go. So you see this truck's kind of been a little bit everywhere today, actually. But you can see how fast he's been going, which direction he was going. You can see how many satellites have been watching this vehicle throughout the day. But turn by turn, like I said, every 20 seconds, you're gonna see what he's been doing, where he's been turning.
You can start like his point of origin of where he left and follow his route throughout the day to see, where he's been. Hey, I want to see where he went from 8 to 9, or narrow it down to the whole, pieces are all there.
And this is his trip history today. So actually, he's been traveling for 28 miles today. So that's what he's been doing today. All right, so your dashboard, so this is the entire fleet, if you guys were to have a larger fleet, actually. So it tells you how many, trips they've been taking this week, how many miles they've driven, their idle time, their alerts. And if you guys had video, it would show you how many video impressions that they have had. Okay, so the reports, this is a pretty easy one to go over. So you can get on-demand reports, or you can get scheduled reports sent to your email. And there's a load of different reports.
So what that means is on demand is, hey, I want to request one right now, right? So, hey, I'm curious, how many miles in-state miles have we done this week on a particular vehicle? But then you also have scheduled reports that, hey, I want a monthly report. So you can run it either way. You can have automated reports, and you can also demand reports like right now.
And we could have the alerts immediately.
Yes. Yeah, so she can, like Eric can help you set up, so geofences. So I can put a geofence around the public works yard, right? And it will alert you every time a vehicle leaves that yard, if that's what you want, and what time it comes back. Or maybe you know that, hey, I want to know anytime somebody goes to Wawa, you can put a geofence around Wawa and it will alert you. What it does is, nobody wants to sit here and stare at a map all day to look where all the trucks are, right? But you can set reports and parameters that will alert you that, hey, somebody's speeding 10 over or 15 over, whatever threshold you set. Or, hey, somebody's doing some hard accelerations, hard braking. Let me look at who's doing this, right? Because maybe somebody's having a bad day, whatever the case may be. So you can set it up to do all the work for you, so you don't have to watch this from.
Perfect.
Right, so you can just be alerted when you need to know.
So with all that, you're talking about the dashboard, man, navigator, and reports, so if that's in the hands of a company, or let's say the workforce here, what individual you think should be monitoring that? Because, you got multiple people in the building that this
Well,
affects.
so we have ABL in a lot of different verticals. We have it in law enforcement, we have police departments that use it, we have construction companies that use it, and everybody has a different set of policies and procedures, right? And that's up to the town to determine who has that oversight and access. And what to do after, when you have certain violations or problems, whatever those issues are. And that's where everything comes into play, right, is policies and procedures. And we can help you set those up, and talk about it, but it's really up to you. Do you want one person, maybe Dan, that he has the oversight of them? Or hey, maybe it needs to be 3 people. It's up to you.
Yeah, I mean, my recommendation would be myself and 2 others in the department higher up. That's it.
I know what your recommendation is, but I'm getting theirs and from
Sure.
them,
Yeah.
and it also moves to somebody else, but
Oh, yeah, it's
you
not
understand that.
I have a police department in
Yeah.
southern lower Delaware that, only the chief has access to it. And we have others, construction companies, Bramble, right in Chestertown, who has hundreds of our units. And they have several people who have access to it and oversight on it. because it's such a large account, it requires that. You know, so the determination of that is really up to you all.
You said it uses the public API to connect into Google Maps.
Mhm.
What's the encryption behind it?
I don't know. I can find out that answer for you, but.
Yeah, it's probably advantageous to know, right, especially if it's gonna be integrated into municipality services, right? 'Cause
Well, I don't know if they plan on integrating it into, you know, anything beyond, you know, just their webpage. But, I mean, but it's obviously the highest level of security.
just for tracking
It's,
purposes.
But yeah, but we can get the encryption info for you.
That's our man back there, that's our guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good question.
You know, we can find that for you.
Absolutely. So this is the alert history for this vehicle that, currently has the GPS in it right now. You can see his stop alerts here. What he's kind of doing for the day. I did see some speeding ones earlier. I think he was going like 12 over or something like that. I don't know what the parameters would be for you guys, but that's just what he was doing today. But this is just a sample of the alerts that we offer, like after hours alerts. So if someone's, you know, if your your day stops at 5 and the truck keeps moving after 5, then that might be a problem. That's like I said, the check engine light, driver behavior, GPS alerts, the landmarks that Scott had mentioned, you can geofence the yard, frequent areas that the drivers like to go, low battery, the maintenance, speed alerts. And then we also have the data admin screen. This is a really handy screen. I pretty much stay in this screen when I'm at work. So here we only just have one, but when you guys have a fleet, you'll have more. But you can see the same exact menu that we have here. You can edit the truck from here. You can change name. You can put specific drivers' names, make, model, and vehicle, depending on how you guys want to have them labeled.
And with all that information and it's probably a very good device, does that come with any challenges or shortcomings, whoever's using them? Or,
I mean, there's a learning curve to it, right?
well, the
You know,
learning curve,
but
I
it's
think.
pretty simple. And we're there to help you, and we can help you set up the reports, no charge. It's just part of the service. You know, so if you say, hey, you know what? We want to take advantage of the service alert, so that I want to schedule vehicles to get oil changes at these intervals. We can help you set that up for the alerts. Or, hey, I want to know how many miles at the end of the month every vehicle has and what their current mileage is. A lot of people do that. So this can do it for you instead of sending your drivers out to go check the mileage on your truck. You already have it in a report.
Got it, okay,
So it takes a lot of the work out of, you know, what you've been doing.
right,
And it just automates it for you. So saves you time.
thanks.
And like that device right there, it shows right here that the truck that we're currently tracking, it has, you know, the odometer, it pulls it automatically from the vehicle, so you don't have to go out and second guess it. It pulls that data straight from the vehicle. Some companies do this, some do not. It depends on how you guys like it done, but they can also add drivers. You can assign specific drivers to specific vehicles. Now, I don't know how Dan or you guys have that done, and if anybody just uses any truck or someone assigns to a certain truck throughout the day. But yeah, you can change the drivers, you can add drivers to specific vehicles. So if you want to see if Joe is where he's at for that day, you can run a specific report on Joe and see where he's been at for the day, or his work day. Where did he stop? Where did he go? How long was he there? And the user, so this is, I'm the only user in this account. I know Dan also has access to this, but this is where you can set up how many users you would like. And you can also set up their access points too. So if you don't want someone to come in here and edit a bunch of settings, you can make them just a generic user. So they can go in, do the location, and that's pretty much it.
Understand.
Anybody have any questions so far?
I think we've got the bases down for this. Andy?
I do have a question, I'm sorry, this is part of your presentation, you may have already mentioned, does this help with reducing any type of insurance costs,
With some insurance companies, it does.
like workman's comp and auto insurance?
Yes.
Very good. Can you make sure that I think we have the program pricing?
Yeah, and I wanted to touch on that. So, you know, I know that it's a challenge sometimes with monthly recurring fees, and we offer no contract. You know, you can pay for the equipment up front and just pay as you go.
Yeah.
Or a lot of municipalities prefer to pay for the gear strokes at a time, and we can do that as well.
Okay.
So, you know, it's a lot of times it's easier for towns to budget for something and just pay for the year
Yes.
they're done with it, and we can do that.
Okay,
So, in other times, you know, some people want the contract, and, you know, we have that option, but we can do it either way. We're very flexible.
I guess,
Should be updated, and I'll send it to the board, that's all, I can send it to the board.
and I would say that, when we're setting this up, are you doing it via like a Zoom meeting with the team
We
or?
can come in person.
Perfect,
We can
perfect.
come, we can support you via Zoom, you know, whatever you want.
All right,
You know, they're plug and play, but if you prefer that I have some technicians come up here and plug them in for you, we're happy to do that.
thank you.
Yeah, when they set it up to the thing before, it took them maybe about a minute, and that was it, it was just pop, we know how loud it was gonna be, but that was all she wrote. There was, from there, it was good to go. So,
You guys got any questions?
no, I mean, everything's been answered.
Sam?
Very nice presentation.
Is your pricing based on number of units? Because this might be something I would like for first time.
Right, no, and we're happy to work with you on that, but, no, it's just for device.
Are there, limitations as far as the GPS, like, and reporting? Like, I hear, like, I can look by officer or by car, but can I also, like, I sometimes get complaints that we had a car speeding on Parktown during this time. Like, would I be able to search that to see?
Like that?
vehicles of-
So I think just, sorry, I have some police departments that are in Delaware. And I've worked with the chiefs, and I won't say which departments, but I've had everything from officers who come on duty, do a half lap around town, and then go halfway across the state and leave their vehicle idling in somebody's driveway for 6 hours. And at the end of their shift, go back to town, and I've helped them track them all the way, how fast they were going, how long they sat there.
And I'm assuming, like, you're talking, we can do landmarks and
You
GPS.
can do
information
landmarks,
direct to the
you can
town,
do their
right?
speed,
The
you
town boundaries,
everything.
you know, outside
Yep.
to the
You
state.
can put a geofence around Elkton if you want,
Mhm.
and you can know every time a police car leaves your town limits, or you can put it wherever you want. Yeah.
And can that be different for each department?
Mhm.
Or even each, can you narrow that down to even like?
Yeah, by groups.
Okay.
Yeah.
Different groups for
Yeah.
like six different things. Okay.
Yeah, it's completely customizable.
Very good. Well, thank you guys so much for the presentation. Get the
Thank you.
updated information to Dan, and that'd be great.
Okay. Thank you
We
very
really
much.
appreciate it. Okay, Eric, you were up. Give us a Bell Hill Road update.
All right. We have a low-tech exhibit here rather than,
I like this.
rather than New York Ridley.
To kind of bring the board up to snuff here, the Bell Hill Road intersection where the Beacon truck stop is and Flying J and there was a couple meetings, many meetings actually. We're trying to do our best to figure out how we can correct that intersection, and Eric's been leading the charge, and I wanted him to give the board an update on where we're at with that intersection.
All right, we have two scenarios on the board here that they'll go into detail on, but the first one that you're looking at is a rendering, just for orientation, so the board understands we're looking at Bell Hill Road here, Elkton Road, Maryland Route 279.
Show them the McDonald's up there, they'll know that.
McDonald's is located here.
Yeah.
Pilot Flying J truck stop here, Blue Beacon Car Wash here, Motel 6, and the Freightliner dealership is here, just for orientation purposes, so you all know what we're looking at. This is a rendering of an idea that the mayor had as a potential solution to the traffic situation that presently exists at the intersection of Maryland Route 279 and Bell Hill Road. As you are all well familiar, I'm sure, with that intersection and the issues that arise with the vehicular traffic, particularly the truck traffic that exits either from the Blue Beacon truck wash or the Flying J Pilot truck stop. What occurs is that the trucks leave the site, either one of those two. They come down this exit, or this exit, or this exit, which are in close proximity to the existing intersection. Attempt to turn left to gain access to Maryland Route 279, and most of the time they head back in a northerly direction towards I-95, they go north or south. What occurs is that the traffic signal changes color from green to red. Trucks are caught in that traffic timing and they are partially either all the way in the intersection or partially within the intersection, which creates a blockage for other vehicular traffic that is either trying to access any of the other businesses that are located along that road, and causes the situation to deteriorate into a failure situation, which is not conducive to anybody's activities at that location. So what we were attempting to do, we being town government, was to contact existing businesses in the area. As I mentioned, the truck wash and the truck stop, the Freightliner facility, the motel, and then those individuals who have plans to develop some undeveloped properties right now. We have this property right here, which is to the east of Freightliner, north side of Bell Hill Road, west of Motel 6. It's contemplating development. They are thinking about doing 2 hotels on that site. Property to the west of Freightliner on the north side of Bell Hill Road that is being contemplated for a flex development at this time. And then we have the property which is commonly known as the Ayers property on the south side of Bell Hill Road, which is contemplating a warehouse distribution type facility. Now, we know that the state highway has a denied access limitation on Elkton Road, traveling south from the McDonald's location all the way into the town of Elkton, further south, near where Appleton Road in the section 279 is. Individuals over the years have attempted to gain access to that portion of Maryland 279 unsuccessfully because the state is not inclined to permit that access to be broken. So that forces the individuals who are looking at the Ayers property at this point to anticipate that their traffic will enter Bell Hill Road for ingress and egress, and then head out, further impacting this intersection. So what we did as town government was to contact individuals, the owners of the existing businesses, as well as those who are contemplating developing those undeveloped parcels on both the north and south side of the road, in an attempt to convene a meeting to brainstorm, to come up with some potential solutions that, with the participation of all of these folks, so that the existing businesses can continue to thrive, and those who are proposing to bring businesses online will be successful as well. Because as we all know, if they're successful, the town is successful, and that's what we want to see. So on Monday, we had a meeting. Some folks were joined and were physically present. Others had to join because of their Blue Beacon is located in Kansas, their headquarters, so they couldn't be here. Pilot Flying J is headquartered in Knoxville, Tennessee, so they joined by Zoom as well. They were unable to attend in person. We invited Harvey Hanna, who owns this property back here behind these 2. They have no plans presently to develop it, but they may move forward in the near-term future. So they were part of the discussions as well. So what we wanted to do was find out from them what their concerns are, what their ideas are, and what could potentially work as a mutually beneficial arrangement and a cooperative effort, not only with the town, but also with the business owners and the potential business owners in the area to come up with a solution. The mayor was kind enough to share an idea he had for a potential solution, which entailed eliminating the exit situation here from the truck wash and from the travel plaza, only allowing it as an entrance only, and redirecting the exiting traffic from both facilities further to the west. There is a existing private road on the easterly side of Freightliner facility that the development of the hotel parcel would also access. They are envisioning accessing as part of their development of that site. The idea is that all the exiting traffic would head in a westerly direction across the Harvey Hanna property, down between the future motel site and the existing Freightliner site, access Bell Hill Road further to the west, and therefore eliminate the stacking situation that is occurring at the tight arrangement here at the intersection that's causing the stress and the traffic delays. The truck stop ownership, the truck wash facility, and Harvey Hanna were not too keen on this proposal. They had issues with it that we won't go into for time's sake, but suffice it to say that they preferred another option. as part of those discussions, this was a scenario that came out of a document that is known as the East Elkton Traffic Study, which not only looked at the Bell Hill Road corridor, but also looked at Delancey Road and Muddy Lane, and the traffic challenges that are present on those as well. For these purposes, we only looked at Bell Hill Road because as the town mayor and commissioners are aware, we are the owners of that road now for approximately a year. County conveyed that to us last August. So we now control the entire length of Bell Hill Road as a town road. And this scenario proposes some realignment of the intersection. It would still allow traffic to exit from the truck wash and the travel plaza. But it would, instead of having them access almost directly into the intersection and cause that tight left turn blockage with trying to access 279 to get back to 95, it would create a new intersection with a new short section of road, eliminate a portion of the existing exit from the facilities, and create a controlled section right now with stop signs rather than a signalization. This scenario was the preferred option, as you can imagine, by the truck wash and the travel plaza, as well as the Harvey Hannah property owners, because it has the least amount of potential detrimental impact to the existing businesses and does not affect future plans, design plans, flexibility if Harvey Hannah decides they want to do something on their property as well. So as I said, the group, we had consensus from everybody, the existing businesses and those who are proposing development, that this is the preferred option to move forward with. So this is what we're going to attempt to continue on with everybody's participation. As we move forward with next steps, all of this scenario right here, with the exception of this short segment of roadway, is all within the State Highway Administration right of way. There are State Road Commission plats that were reported years ago, and it details what is within their right of way, what is private property. All of this would be within what is known as state highway right of way, which will moving forward will necessitate us including them in those discussions. So for the next steps, first of all, we like to get input from the board to make sure that you guys think that this is something that is feasible and something that you'd like to see as a solution to the current situation up there, which would allow, hopefully that traffic situation that exists to be mitigated and to allow the new businesses to come online without compromising the function of the existing businesses, and help them be successful and help the existing businesses be successful as well. In order to move this along, we would like to get an idea of what this would cost. So we would be contacting an engineering firm to see if it's come up with a price. So we know what we're looking at, so we can take that back to the participants, and also let you guys know what something like this would entail moving forward, so they know what they may be looking at as far as if they're willing to join the town in some sort of cost sharing arrangement that would go towards allowing this to be realized, and keep discussions going so that agreements, participation, and future development can occur with the least amount of impediments from a traffic as well as. So that's where it stands at the moment. We want to brief you guys, bring you up to date, keep you in the loop as this continues. We will continue to do so, so you're aware of what's happening.
Any comments or questions?
Yeah, I do actually. I'm very familiar with the layout and the intersection and where they come out and make the left. I've seen the blockages. I can't tell by looking at that, what are the changes that are going to be made to mitigate them?
Yeah, I can give you, smaller prints so you can have it and see it at a better fashion. But in essence, what would happen is, instead of coming out where they do right now, instead of coming out here, I don't know from a distance if you can make it out, this is a little bit smaller, but all of that would be eliminated. This green area right here that you see is the part that would be taken out. And what would happen is they come out of the truck stop and come out of the truck wash facility, and instead of going straight into the intersection like they do now, they turn and head in a westerly direction, down Bell Hill Road, and the new alignment would
I see.
need them to turn left again, just near, McDonald's,
Mhm.
and they would pass, for lack of a better term, to the northeasterly side of the McDonald's property and come out to the intersection there. The idea is that you wouldn't have those one or two trucks blocking the intersection. They'd be able to head west and then make the turn so you have more stacking, space without blockage occurring, so that traffic can move more freely through there rather than having be obstructed by trucks sitting, waiting for the light to turn green again so they can turn left and head back to
So
95.
what about the congested area where I'm out of the truck stop, the truckers come out from the car wash, and then you have the cars trying to come across
Mm-hmm.
to exit onto 279. You understand where?
Oh, yes, yeah, and that's, again, this would try to redirect that traffic so that it doesn't come out the way it's coming out now. Presently, it would still be exiting in the same locations, but instead of coming straight into that intersection like it does now, it would turn to the right and head in a westerly direction before they make that left-hand turn.
Coming off 279 into Elkton, coming off to 95 or from Delaware.
Mm.
There's no way in there where that turn could be earlier to go right straight to the truck stop.
Well, the loop off the deceleration lane,
Before the loop, I'm talking about.
before the loop, that's something that would, I don't know if, well, you're getting the Maryland Transportation Authority involved in that, because they're custodians of I-95 in addition to SHA, and I don't know if they'd want vehicles
I'm
on
just
their
saying
off-ramp
that
of
because
95 to be making that turn.
I've been here a couple of times now.
Mhm.
I used to, every time I turn there, I'm thinking, why couldn't this turn be a little earlier?
Right.
And then you're right into the truck stop. You're avoiding the trucks coming out,
Mhm.
but that's.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, yeah, but I just don't know if they'd want, you know,
Okay.
an exit to be that close to the 95 and the off-ramp.
Have we asked?
Not yet, I mean, we wanted, this is very conceptual at this point, and this is just the beginning. It's a nascent proposal and operation, and we're gonna move on from this, but we want to make sure you guys are okay with this before we want to go further. And as we go forward, yes, we'll involve state agencies that need to be involved because it's their roads. So, you know, they'll have to be part of the conversation, but we did not want to progress to that point. You guys said, no, we don't like this. Go back to the drawing board, as they say, and start over again. Then we come up with some sort of different scenario.
What we have now.
Yeah, I would tell you, I've looked at this thing over the years, and this Will Mapco plan, I think, is the best plan that we can work with now. I would tell you, we came up with that little loop, and that was actually from one of your officers having a cup of coffee with, I think it was Dave Comper. He's the one that said to me, we were talking about this, and he said, you know, there's two stormwater management ponds up there, maybe they could loop between those two and come in. And it kind of makes sense, but the problem is it's disrupting, the Blue Beacon can't change their equipment inside their building. There was a lot of little hiccups with it. But as I'm looking at this now, State Highway won't give won't allow the break currently on Elkton Newark Road down at the Ayers property. If you could kind of point down to the Ayers property.
Yeah, this is the northerly portion of it.
Yeah.
The break would be down in this.
But if you know, as I'm looking at the bigger view, if you made all that truck traffic, made a right out of the Beacon like we're doing now, and then going down to that Ayers property, and if they would allow that break, and you'd have a red light there, you would clean that whole intersection up 100%. But the state won't allow they won't allow that break. But if they put a red light down here, where that break is now, if you guys go there, you'll see where the law enforcement parks. That's where I would say that would be a new traffic light. And the folks coming out of the airport, you could direct all that truck traffic that way, have beautiful stacking, got a red light. But state won't allow it.
Yeah. Presently, they say no, so we
Yeah.
have to work around that, unfortunately.
Yes, I think we do with our plan. I'm good with it. Let's see what the cost is. and we try to work an agreement with all the property owners there to fund this.
Yeah, there was, surprisingly and welcomingly, they were all agreeable to exploring that idea further. Nobody got up and stormed out of the room when the idea was brought up that we'd like to have a cost sharing contribution or some type of arrangement with the existing businesses and those who are, as I say, contemplating improvements to the vacant properties there.
Very good. Well, Eric, thank you so much.
You're welcome. And as I said, we have smaller renderings that we can provide to the board. You as well, if you'd like to look at those rather than trying to look across the room or something that's difficult to see.
Thank you.
All right.
Very good job.
Thanks, Eric.
Thank you, Eric.
You're welcome.
Okay, I had a couple things I wanted to bring up.
Good job. What is he doing with that?
Yeah, I'll bring it up, actually. So I got it written down here. We had, if you go between where Central Tavern is and the Alliance office, we have a handicapped placard there. And I think we put that handicapped placard because we used to have a doctor's office right next to Central Tavern. And, I think Mary Jo used that parking spot, for the handicap. Currently, I don't believe that there's a need for that handicap placard there that I'm aware of. I think that it's, in fact, I know some people have parked there that's not handicapped, but I would tell you that, the only person that I've seen park in there over the last year was probably Jean. Commissioner Brumall parked in there with her. I think I'm asking the board that we need some parking for individuals that aren't handicapped, that work at the Alliance office, and they shouldn't be parking in a handicapped spot. I don't see any reason why we couldn't remove that parking spot at this point. You guys, Al, I'm looking at you. Can you take a look at that and see if maybe you guys would be okay
I'm
with
in
that?
agreement with it, yes.
Yeah, maybe we can remove that. Chief, maybe look at it. I don't think there's any reason why we put it there other than for the doctor's office that used to be there. I think that was the reason. Al, I'm also gonna ask you, another, comment or question. We've gone over this over the years, that when a resident or a family wants to rent a spot at Meadow Park, one of our pavilions, we've had over the years that, the resident would say, oh my gosh, this place wasn't clean before we got it. Could you maybe figure out how we could put like a work order together that if Parks and Rec, which comes through Mary's office, leases that pavilion, then it's sent to DPW, they pressure wash it, blow it out, and then they timestamp it, just like they do in restrooms, you know? If you go into a restroom at McDonald's, they have a little note on it that, hey, we cleaned this, facility at 11:45 the day before the event. The reason why I say that, because I think we all up here follow social media, and, you hear about, well, we went and we just leased this place for the night or next day, and there's cigarette butts everywhere. Now, there could be cigarette butts that occurred from the time that we cleaned it to the next spot, but at least we would have some documentation to be able to fire back and say, without a doubt, we cleaned that pavilion at 24 hours prior to. And maybe there's a checklist we can do. Andy?
Yeah, I mean, that's great. I mean, it's not my business, but it's a great idea, but we have the technology that when DPW cleans it, they can take a picture right then of the state of the area.
That would be
That's
great.
proof.
Yeah, I'm sure we're doing it, but I would like to have it so that we all know that it's being done. And I think, Roger, you mentioned, you're looking at doing an event, at Elk Landing. You're having a couple little hiccups, And I think that, one of the discussions that you were talking to us about up here a little bit, we're gonna try to find you another venue. And maybe Meadow Park is one that we could host your event for, and I don't have an issue with it. Charles,
I'm in agreement with you.
if we could figure out the logistics side of it for you to do something there, I don't know of anywhere else that we could really host an event for you.
Yeah, that would be absolutely awesome, because we want to bring everything into Elkton 2027. Every one of our events will be in Elkton.
Yeah, listen, I think it would be great. I think you can work out the Elk Landing thing. I think that's gonna work out.
If it doesn't,
But I think, just get the details with, Public Works or Parks and Rec, the chief of police, and let them kind of know what we're doing.
okay, perfect,
Okay.
thank you.
All right, that's all I had. Charles, anything?
Real simple, yesterday over on Blue Street where my church, there was a trailer that brought in 1,500 pineapples, and they did not know how to handle that, but thank Dan and his crew because they brought machinery in there to get them off the truck. So he had his men out there and they did a good job. Another thing, I think for the future, we need to look into the description of Jimmy or whoever will have that job site. So we as a board will know exactly who he responds to when he comes to work. Either it's gonna be Department of Public Works, which share things that he does, or either the town administrator who is in this building. Because I just think the ramification needs to be set now. Who is he working for? We would know and everybody else would know, just in case there's some things that are missed throughout here, which is not necessary. So again, that's something that needs to be written for the future.
Yeah, I think that's something we need to take a look at. I think in the years past, I think he was reporting under Lewis.
That's
but
correct.
I think he should be reported probably under DPW.
Okay, that's what I bring that.
Robert?
I met with Ed Dow today, just prior to this meeting, about our archway. And I'm mainly addressing you guys, because I know you're very interested. Things are coming along, not as fast as we like, but we have a solution for that. I'm going to talk to Ed tomorrow morning, see if we can't get this done well before the holidays get here,
Not before Fall Fest?
not before Fall Fest. Not where it stands right now. Well, there've been a couple side projects. There's beautiful placards he did for Gene and, Lewis. But yeah, I think that we've come up with a solution that's going to expedite it, and we'll have it soon.
I think as Rob mentioned to us earlier, Ed is probably more of an artist than a welder, and,
Yeah.
you get a quality product, but as an artist says, sometimes we
tend to overthink, and a piece of artwork to an artist is never done, but it just gotta be done. At some point, it's gonna be beautiful, Ed. But I just want you to I did meet with him today. I'm going to meet with him tomorrow, and, we're going to expedite this.
Thank you. Anyone in the audience have anything to say for the good of the town of Elkton? Yes, ma'am.
We do have Fall Fest in 5.5 weeks. Vendor registration is going great. Sponsorships are going great. I know last year, many of you gave us $100 for our Fall Fest supporter sponsorship. We welcome that support again this year if you're interested. We're just really excited. All of our bands have been confirmed for months and months, and all things are moving forward, so we're excited about it.
Very good. Thank you guys for your efforts.
We do have Music on Main for September's next month, September 4th, so that's our in-between, but certainly all eyes are on September 25th and 26th for Fall Fest.
Thank you. Anyone on the,
We're gonna have another.
anyone on the Zoom meeting have anything to say? I see a hand up in the HR department.
That was me.
Oh, that was Ian.
Yes, I said I had to come in here because nobody saw my small little hand.
All right, well,
You had to run in.
I had to run in.
I want to remind everybody to come out to Rob, Masmiano's, celebration, September 5th.
Yep, 40th anniversary of Tidewater Town.
Wow.
Been there a long time.
Yes.
Are you doing free tattoos?
Yes.
Good answer.
And, I guess just to let I think the board's aware of this, but just for anyone that is listening or reviews, we're still in our process of, hiring our permanent town administrator, and we're working on that daily. We've got, my gosh, I bet you we've had 40+ applications. We're getting applications from around the world. And, we're doing our best to go through everything, making the thorough amount. It would have been easier if, our acting would have took it, but, he's helping us, get through all this. And, we really appreciate all your efforts. So I just want to let the board and everyone that's, paying attention, I think we're getting close. Meeting is now adjourned.